Can I do the intro?
Sure, Shane.
This is a story about unrequited love and what happened when I gambled it all for the woman in my dreams. A woman that was not Hannah.
I don't like this intro very much at all. I thought we were talking about summer camp.
We are. It's also about all those things that I just explained.
Great.
This is a really great story. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
It's time
To talk
about
our lives.
So it's summer. We've been outside a lot. Shane has really gotten into watching camping YouTube videos. Survival, like the ones where it's like, I spend 3 weeks in the Amazon rainforest with no shelter.
With nothing but the shoes on my feet.
Yeah, and he loves them. And he's started saying to me that he would like to go camping. Now, this is someone who will not sit outside on our back deck if he sees a fly. So I'm a little confused. I think that the videos, I don't think camping is going to be what you think it's going to be.
And I want to emphasize here that I want to camp in our backyard.
Yeah.
I know myself. I know that I will not go further than my backyard to camp. And I know that probably this is more about me just wanting to look at camping gear to like imagine buying.
Yeah, that's definitely
Mostly
what
about
it is.
that. But we've been talking about camping.
Camping,
And they
summer
got us
camp.
talking about summer camp.
Yeah.
And
Because I was like, I would camp in a cabin, you know.
yeah.
You don't even want to go to you have never gone to a cabin with me that is like not a luxury cabin because you hate camping.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't want to camp. I want to buy a tent and then never use it.
But anyway.
But it got us talking about summer camp, and I went to a summer camp for people that had muscular dystrophy, like me when I was a kid. It was a week-long sleepaway camp, and at that camp, I had my first serious crush, and it ended abysmally.
As you can imagine. So how old were you?
Yeah, let's
This summer? How old were you?
So I believe I was between 4th and 5th grade.
Okay, so like
I don't know how, is that 9?
10 or 11? 10?
Yeah.
10-ish?
A child.
Yeah.
Let's emphasize that here. A child. But I did not see myself as a child. In fact, when I got to camp that year, I felt like I was one of the top dogs. Like, I felt really cool. I wanted to be friends with, like, the counselors who were the non-disabled caregivers at camp, basically.
And how old were they?
I think you had to be, like, 20.
Oh.
So, like, maybe I'm wrong about that, but they were certainly, like, I remember my counselor was in college.
Okay,
So,
so
like,
it wasn't like 15-year-olds, it was like 20-year-olds.
older, yeah. Older teens,
Yeah.
young 20s. And there were, like, you know, people in their 40s that were counselors.
Yeah.
Also, I hope you see where I'm going. Also this year at this camp, there was a new counselor. From the moment our eyes met, I was smitten. I knew in my heart that I was going to marry this woman, and that age meant nothing. Age was only a number.
So how old would you estimate this woman to be?
I don't know, young 20s.
And you were
Again,
10.
I was 10.
Okay.
So let's just begin by saying how unreasonable this was. I called it unrequited love, but that doesn't even cover it.
But I will say, like, when you're 10, that's totally a thing. I remember going to, like, the community pool, and the lifeguards would be, like, 16, 17-year-olds, boys on the swim team, and I, 10 years old, would be doing, like, handstands in the shallow end, like, thinking that when I popped up, they'd be watching me being like, wow, she's really good at that, you know?
Yeah.
So I think when you're 10, you don't, you know.
Yeah, you're not processing the fact that you're 10.
Yeah.
We need to give this person a name. I don't want to name her real name. So what should her name be? Give me a fake name.
Amber.
Amber.
Okay.
So Amber and I met on the early days of camp.
Naturally, since she was one of the counselors.
I imagine I swaggered up to Amber and dazzled her with an opening joke that was just top notch.
It probably was.
Or maybe she like had to help me get my breakfast or something. She was not my counselor. She was someone else's counselor, but she was just like around.
Were you friends with the person that she was paired with?
I did not want to be friends with any other camper. So side note, I had a lot of internalized ableism back then. I didn't want to see myself as disabled, and part of that was like not associating with other disabled kids that I didn't want to be like.
Yeah.
That was not healthy, and I wish I, had more awareness back then, but I didn't. Anyway, I only wanted to be friends with the counselors. I remember the first moment when I was like, this could be something, was that Amber was friends with one of the counselors in my cabin. And so at night, when the campers had to go to bed at like 10 p.m., Amber would come over like after hours and like quietly chat with her friend in my cabin.
Oh my God.
And one night early on, I heard them and I was like, hi, like I'm not tired yet because I'm really mature and I don't go to bed at 10 normally, even though I think at that time my bedtime was 9 p.m. So like I was already up later than I normally am. But I was like, yeah, I don't really sleep either. And Amber like chatted with me for probably like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Connection.
She sees me as her equal. And this may...
Not a 10-year-old tucked into bed with probably like your Minnesota Vikings pillowcase and like...
Probably had a freaking stuffed animal from home. I remember the whole camp, I was extremely constipated because I was homesick. So like that's the level that I was operating on. Oh. Anyway, the next day or maybe a day later, we had a big moment that really pushed the relationship forward.
Of course.
I asked Amber to help me ride the adaptive swing set, Sparks Fly.
Wow.
She lifts me onto the adaptive swing set, and the only way I can use it is by sitting on her lap. There's never been a more powerful connection between two. It was love right there on the swing set. And just like looking back on it, I was a kid being helped on an adaptive swing set. Riding on someone's lap, like me.
So delusional.
And I was like, oh my God, she loves me. I love her. This is wild. Okay. I stated it ended abysmally. There was another camper at this camp who also was smitten with Amber.
Amber was a catch.
Amber was a catch. And I absolutely despised this camper because of his like attempt to, be close to Amber.
Wow. Was he also 10?
I think he was like a year or two older than me.
Oh my God, a 12-year-old. So he had an advantage.
So albeit I was snarky as hell to this kid. I was mean. I was like, how fast does your chair go? Oh, only 5, mine goes 7. Like, that kind of behavior. And then, like, want to race just, like, because I know I'm faster, It ended with me challenging him, the camper, to an underwater breath-holding contest in the pool, where my counselor, who knew that I could like hold my breath, submerged me below the water at the same time that his counselor submerged him, and whoever blew a bubble first or like tapped the counselor's arm was brought up and they lost. I could hold my breath for a really long time.
True.
I did not expect that this other camper couldn't. And as I'm underwater watching him, like staring him down, like I will not breathe. You're going up first.
You will die before you come up first.
I watch him panic and then vomit in the pool, like to the alarm of the camp. Like the pool was evacuated. The kid needed medical attention. I felt like victorious.
I thought you were about to say I felt so bad.
Well, I was 10. And I felt like, hey, Amber, you see that? I won. And then she went to the camp prom with him. So
Did you ask her?
I asked her, and she already had a date, and it was him. Yeah. This is hard to talk about. And I will tell you, even with that rejection that almost ruined me, Amber signed my camp yearbook that we all got. All the counselors signed all the yearbooks, but Amber signed mine. And she wrote a little note. And the rest of that summer, like after camp was over, I would routinely ask my mom to get my yearbook out for me so that I could go to her page and read her note that said, can't wait to see you next summer. Amber. Didn't even say love.
Yeah, that makes sense that it didn't say love. Wow.
Yeah, so that was my first experience with a big crush, unrequited love,
Oh my gosh.
the harsh realities of our world.
That was a roller coaster of a story. Wow.
Yeah,
Who did you go to the prom with?
another counselor, I don't remember.
Oh.
She was my backup.
Yeah, something
Like,
that you don't even remember.
I remember.
It
I
meant nothing.
Don't know anything about her. So anyway, I would like to go camping in the backyard.
Oh, I don't know if you do, but
I would like to call you my counselor while we're doing that.
okay. Do you want to call me Amber?
Hey, Amber,
Can I get on the swings?
can we go down to the playground? Okay, I just wanted to tell you that embarrassing story.
Oh, that was great.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Loved it.
Did you ever have unrequited love at summer camp? Let us know
specific,
in the
very
comments
specific.
below.
Yeah. Did
Okay.
you ever fall in love with your counselor that was 10 years your elder? Let us know.
Maybe don't write about that. Okay, yes.
Bye.
Bye.